Dr. Bruton, we've been talking with Lindsay Harden on another show, and she was talking about this new center that's opening January 5th, and it's close to the community houses. We have 4 community houses that we talk about all the time on the show. And this is going to be the Baxter Regional Center for Integrative Medicine. Can you talk to us a little bit further about what all of that means and how this came about?
I'd love to, and it starts with a bit of a personal journey, but it also has to do with an idea that was formulated by other physicians in the community as well, as much as 12 years ago. But I had noticed in my own personal life and with my own personal health story that that I was following the traditional American diet. I was following the traditional American approach to treating problems like high blood pressure and diabetes and blood sugar problems, esophageal reflux disease, and had a fair amount of success with it. But I had decided to look into it to see if there was other ways to treat it rather than traditional medications. And I had good response with that with myself as a patient.
Made
with my
yourself
trial of one.
your guinea pig.
The guinea pig of one, yes. And so I took that to my patients, and I saw some tremendous, truly life-changing experiences with trying not to treat medical problems with traditional pharmacologic agents, but to treat it with lifestyle changes. And we are ready to take this out to the community.
That's
I'm going to give
wonderful.
one particular example.
Sure.
And I've got permission from this gentleman to talk about him because he knows I'm so proud of him. And it's a rather dramatic example, but it brings the point home. But this gentleman came to me, and he was quite heavy. And I asked him what he wanted to accomplish in the as a health goal. And he looked at me and he said, I want to be able to get from my recliner to the restroom without hurting, because that's what his life had come down to.
Wow. Talk about the quality of life being completely taken away.
His weight had gotten to the point where he lived, ate, and slept in the recliner, and out of necessity, he would have to go back and forth to the restroom. And I looked at him and said, I don't have a pill for that. But we talked about making some lifestyle changes and talked about weight management as being so important to this. And in his case, we reviewed his diet, and he was eating a diet that was very high in sodium. And I said, do you think you could follow a diet if I prescribed it? And he says, well, I don't know. And hemmed and hawed around. He had some family members there that really encouraged him. And we finally got him to agree to do this for 3 weeks, make that commitment for 3 weeks. So he comes back to me in 3 weeks, and I could see by his chart that he had lost a significant amount of weight.
Wow.
He had lost over 20 pounds in 3 weeks. And with some trepidation, I walk in the room and say, well, how are you doing? And he says, I'm good. And I said, were we able to accomplish your goal or make headway on your goal? Were you able to get around your house easier? And he looked at me and he just grinned ear from ear. And he said, Dr. Bruton, I would not have believed it if you'd have told me this 3 weeks ago. But for the first time in over, I think he said 15 years.
Oh my goodness.
I went on a hike up a mountain, up and back 3 miles.
Oh my goodness.
So he went from being stuck in his chair to doing things he hadn't done in greater than 15 years just by making a simple lifestyle change.
That's an amazing story.
It is. And he's continued to do well. And I've got other patients in my practice that we have treated not with traditional pharmacology, but treated with lifestyle changes, dietary changes certainly, but we've talked about some other stress reduction techniques and things like that. And it's been very beneficial to me personally and professionally to see them improve, but to them as well, to watch them take ownership of that problem. And that's what the Baxter Regional Center for Integrative Medicine is designed to do, is to change the focus from the physician being the authoritarian figure pointing at you and saying, you must do this because I say so, and here's your medicines, to being a coach, a facilitator in helping you make the lifestyle changes you need to make in order to achieve your health goals and achieve what we call in integrative medicine your optimal health. Knowing that some people will have health problems that probably won't resolve completely, but we can optimize it as much as we can.
Wow.
You know.
I am just, I keep coming up with my wow word today, but it is absolutely incredible to hear a story such as this and know that by changing some behaviors, especially nutritional behavior and other things that you're going to talk about further and that Lindsay's going to mention as well, what this can do to a human being. That gentleman that you were referring to, what his quality of life, he's living again.
He is living again.
Before he was just existing in a chair.
Yes. You know, and I've had other people who have come to me and with maybe not quite so dramatic problems, but it was truly life-changing that through these interventions that they were able to do things that they weren't able to before, had the energy to get back involved in their hobbies, to get back involved with family and friends, where before their health problems had limited them to a certain set of circumstances. It's really amazing at what our body can do to heal itself if you give it the right environment.
And that's what the center is going to provide, is the environment to do just that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We hope to give them, you know, the encouragement and a construct in order to help them nutritionally, help them with stress reduction, help them with and exercise routines that make sense medically. And we're doing it using best available medical evidence in these areas, that we're not using things that don't bear up to medical scrutiny. And it's surprising how much medical data there is out there about alternative and complementary medications. We're going to be offering, for instance, massage therapy. And there's some interesting studies out there that show that if you can reduce a person's stress through massage therapy, you can make changes in their body's physiology that help a variety of problems. When you can reduce somebody's stress, you can make rather dramatic changes in their body. And we're going to try a little experiment here.
Okay. All right. We love experiments on this show.
And you can, and the television audience is free to join along.
All
here,
right.
so they can experience this themselves.
Okay.
But I want you to imagine in your mind that you're scolding a child for have done something very, very bad.
Okay.
And I don't want you to yell, but I want you to really kind of get in the spirit of this, and I want you to say out loud, no, as if you were scolding a child or a pet.
Okay.
And
A pet I can do.
a pet you can do. Okay. So we're going to, and Lindsay's going to join along
All
with
right.
us.
Okay.
Okay, and you guys out there will
All
join
right.
too. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
No.
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 No. No.
Now, did you feel it?
Oh,
Did you feel what
everything
happened?
tenses up.
It tenses up. You felt your blood pressure raise a little bit. You felt the blood
And feel
going
the
up to your face.
And feel the warmth, you bet.
You know, what has happened? There's not a child here or a pet here that's misbehaved. But our attitudes and our actions affected your cortisol level, which affected your norepinephrine and epinephrine level, your adrenaline level. All those things happened in just a fraction of a second over an imaginary problem.
Wow.
So imagine what it does with real problems, you know, and real stressors. Okay. Now we're going to do a similar experiment in the opposite direction.
All right. Can you
Okay.
hold that thought? Because we need to take a short
I'd love
commercial
to.
break.
That'll be great.
All right. Don't go away. You want to find out what happens when it's reversed. We need to take a short commercial break, but we'll be right back. Don't go away.